to Fearless Friday, your day to reclaim your weekend and your life. I'd like to start out this week with a quote from Kevin Nago, and he states, "If you don't make the time to work on creating the life you want, you're eventually going to be forced to spend a lot of time dealing with a life you don't want." Over the past several weeks, we've been speaking about letting go of the good in our life and move towards the great in life. Now, when we make this transition of going from good to great, we are in this transitional void, if you will, which is a blank slate. And many times in this blank slate, it's very easy for us to feel all topsy-turvy, like we have no foundation under our feet, and we have all these obligations and all of these responsibilities on our shoulders. And in this time is perfect time for us to be very specific about what we want to manifest and what we want to bring into and what we want to create in our life. But because we feel topsy-turvy, because we tend to focus on the negative or the perceived negative, it's very easy for us to start blaming others for our situation, for a job loss, for a relationship that didn't work, for our weight gain or loss, for any type of perceived negative thing that happens in our life. It's very easy for us to start to blame others for these particular things. Now, there's another quote that I would love to share with you from one of my mentors, Les Brown. He's a fabulous motivational speaker and author, and I quote from Les, "Get a life. Stop making excuses for the way your life is now. Don't dwell on the past or on what's happened to you in life. Life happens to everyone. Stop telling everyone the same old story. 80% of the people don't care, and 20% of the people are glad that it's you. Get a life. You have more going for you than you realize, so use it." The other day when I saw this posted on Facebook, I knew that I had to use it in my What's Up Wednesday call because it was so powerful and it was so to the point. And so many times when we are in the spiritual community, people are not blunt. People are not really forthright with waking you up. And this is your wake-up call. This is your time to get a life. This is your time to live a life that is full of hell yes. You know, one of my mentors, one of the things that we would always, talk about is when we were thinking about a situation or talking about a situation, we would always say, is this a hell yeah or is this a hell no? If you're not fully in something, any choice, any decision that you're making, if you're not a hell yeah about it, and if you're like, oh hell no, if it's not a hell yeah, then it's a hell no. So really look at your life this week. Your challenge this week is to really look at your life and look at what you're choosing to place blame on, okay? We can, when we look at our life, we can see our situation, okay? And you can choose to either place blame or you can choose to own it and take inspired action. If you own your situation, that gives you the freedom to use that void, that transitional space, to your advantage. If you choose to see your situation and blame others, what you're choosing to do is to stay stuck in that void. You're choosing to stay stuck in that negative or perceived negative state and that perceived negative situation indefinitely. And when you allow yourself to fester in that state, then everyone else around you starts to hear that same story over and over and over again. And eventually they stop listening and eventually they stop caring. Really, you are the only one that can change your life. You are the only one that can choose to stop blaming others and to start blaming yourself for your circumstances. Blame is a neutral word. It's just our society tends to associate the word blame with a negative connotation. You can blame yourself for your job loss or your job gain. You can blame yourself for prosperity or for debt. You can blame yourself for absolutely everything in your life, and this is what we must do. Most of the time when you share your blame with someone, when you say, well, my checkbook is in, dire straits because of the economy. Well, no, your checkbook is in dire straits because you choose not to budget accordingly. And most of the time when you blame others, most people are like, yeah, whatever. But really what you should be doing is looking and turning back at yourself and saying, well, what am I choosing to do that is causing this situation in my life? If you had a job loss, let's just say that you got laid off. Perfect opportunity for you to find a better job. Even though you had a really great job, you can find a better one. You just have to choose to take inspired action. Choose to take your life in your hands and choose to say, this is my life and I'm going to choose to make it my own instead of blaming everyone else for my circumstances. Everyone else is in the same boat you are. Everyone else is going through the same things, just maybe on a different timeline. And those who succeed are the ones that take inspired action, that say, you know what, this is my life and no one else is going to live it for me. I need to choose to pull myself up by my bootstraps and push on and be very specific about what it is that I want to create and what it is that I really truly want in my life. So this week's challenge, ask yourself, every facet of your life, is it really so inspiring to you that you say, do I want this in my life? And if you say, hell yeah, then keep it in your life. If you have something in your life that you're like, oh hell no, then get rid of it. It's your choice. Look at these things in your life, that your situation, and ask yourself, am I choosing to blame others, or am I choosing to own it and then take inspired action to make it great? This is a surefire way to become fearlessly inspired. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please share it with your friends, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss one single episode of Fearless Friday. Until next week, I'm wishing you a fearlessly inspired day. Mwah!